Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we'll be unboxing the Dweghom one starter force from Parabellum Games, and we'll take a look inside and see what models we can build. Bases and stands necessary for the troops. And it also comes with all the Conquest cards for the army itself, for all the units that are within the box set. The artwork is absolutely amazing on these. You get 2 units of potential Dragon Slayers, 2 units of potential Hold Thanes, 2 units of Hold Ballistae, and 2 units of Hold Warriors. And all the models in this box, with the exception of the Hold Raegh, are made of molded plastic. The Hold Raegh himself is actually a resin model. Some of these screws. So these are the banners for what looks like the Dragon Slayers, sorry. These would be the other sprues here. These look like the Hold Warriors, possibly. Nope, sorry, the Hold Ballistae are on there, so you can see the crossbow for the Hold Ballistae. We also have the molds are so well detailed on these. These are some of the other banners. Body parts, the weaponry. So this set builds 49 models in total, and I believe it is about 800 points of the army. So it's quite a large amount of the total playable army. I believe the total army is 2,000 points, or close to, because of the updated rule sets for the game and the instructions to build. So let's move some of this out of the way. Let's see what we have. So let's get started. The instructions seem fairly easy to follow. For the most part, it would seem that I believe all the models are interchangeable with most of the body parts. However, you do want to dry fit everything before you glue it all together, because in order for it to be regulation, the stands must be able to touch side by side to complete a full unit, and if they don't, then they can't be played in tournaments. So you really want to dry fit up everything in an effort to make sure that it all fits cohesively together and doesn't look like a chaotic mess. Okay. Let's move this out of the way. The resin pour itself looks really well detailed. get them out of this bag. One thing I do notice is that there is quite a bit of excess material that needs to be kind of cleaned off and clipped away prior to gluing them. I do know that this model itself actually does come with there is a plastic variant. He is in a different position than this one. However, the one that comes with the starter kit does have is resin, and that'll have to be taken into account when building them. So if you want the resin model, or you want to play with the resin model, the one that's in the kit itself is actually pretty good. But if you also want to buy the plastic model, it is available on the website or through your local Conquest game store. Personally, myself, I play at a store called Game Night Leagues, and they have a pretty good league that'll be starting up soon in 2023. So I'm excited to be joining that. Let's see if we can't get this guy cleaned up a bit. Scrape off some of this excess resin, clean them up a bit. Also, sorry about the angle of the camera. I don't have my correct camera stand on me at the moment, so I have it kind of jerry-rigged to my light in an effort to hold it up, although I do hope to get a proper stand in the near future to fix that. So if you can see that, that's the model there. And there's a lot of detail like in the face. I really like these sculpts. I originally wasn't going to play Conquest, but the Dweghom army was just so crazy built and looked really, really fun to play that I had to make the jump into Conquest and give it a try. So a couple cool things about this game is commanders, which is what the Hold Raegh is, and there's also, for the Dweghom, there are a tempered sorcerer and a ardent, forgive me if I pronounce this wrong, Hold. It's a type of priest that can also be warlords, and they each come with different styles of attacks and gameplay. I actually do have a built tempered sorcerer, so this is another one of the possible warlords. He's a spellcaster and a sorcerer, so that's kind of cool. There's also a variation to the model that will fit on the Hellbringer Dweghom as a rider, and he could basically command the army from the back of a dragon with giant cannons. I mean, honestly, who doesn't want to play a giant dragon with cannons? We're just scraping off a lot of this excess resin and the mold lines that are in here so that it has a better fit to the model itself. And then we'll get them all glued together. So I believe it goes like this on his back. Yeah. And then the cloak will come in like this. So it'll look like that on his back. honestly, how could you not want to be essentially a hell-forged army of dwarves hell-bent on destroying their dragon overlords? It really is kind of cool. Let's see here. So all the bases. So the way this game works basically is you have all the bases and they fit in here, and then the units must be cohesively stood. So the commander will have its own base, but then you have troops that'll attach to it like so. So if they're all not facing the right way or built correctly, then you're going to have problems. But it's okay. It's easy to put together and figure out. With that on first, and then put the cloak over top. Yeah, that looks about right. Yeah, that's right. And then we'll have to put this on. Now, fortunately, resin bends and can warp, so I will probably eventually pick up the plastic model. It's also in a different pose. It looks a little bit more energetic and fancy looking. Assuming these come off. Just double check real quick. Just cutting this stuff off. Yeah, so it's just back. So these can all come off. So cut there. There, and let's go like that. And I'm just using the back of my knife to scrape all this stuff off because it's not really stuck to it so much. It's more or less just little wafy type pieces that all seem to come off real easy. And so this should sit like that. His front when it's built. I wonder if I should prime this separately and then paint him all up and then reattach this part so that I have a nice paint. I always never know if I want to keep them in small sub-assemblies so that I can paint them all up and make them look really nice, or if I want to just build and then, suffer through the painting after the fact, but get to play with them sooner. Really is the tough choices. Let me know which way you guys play down in the comments if you want. Or even if you are playing Conquest or thinking about starting it up, it's a pretty cool game. It goes really quick, which is nice if you don't have a lot of time or you can't devote like 5 hours to Age of Sigmar or 40k. Conquest is a great place to get your wargaming fix on without having to spend an incredibly large amount of your day setting up and playing. Like me, I can't spend that much time, unfortunately, even though I would like to. Unfortunately, I can't do it anymore. Sucks, because I like Warhammer, but I can't devote the time to it. I don't have the time. Now, because it's resin, I did notice that there is a couple gaps and stuff like that on some of the models, especially on the tempered sorcerer that I built earlier. I mean, you can see here in the back of his arm, a little bit under his head, and just between his body and his legs there. So we'll have to probably fill that a bit with some green stuff or whatever else you have floating around that you like to fill gaps with. I have some milliput I might try it with later, but it'll definitely need to be addressed before we paint it. Glue's been acting up weird lately. I don't know if I have enough glue on here for this. Oh, there we go. Nope. Let's get a little bit more on here. So on the back of his neck and on top of the cloak here. I definitely needed to build it this way. It makes more sense to build it this way. Yeah, I prefer the plastic models to resin just because it comes with the you can use the plastic glue, and the plastic glue basically melts the plastic nicely. I find that super glue can be finicky sometimes, which is super annoying. See, we've got a gap here because it's got to be flush with the helmet. And there's a little bit of a gap between the helmet too. So really I've got to make a choice now. Do I seal it to the head and gap fill the cloak, or seal it to the cloak and gap fill the head? I might seal it to the cloak, just because it's a wider surface, and then gap fill the head later. Or if you don't want to fill it at all, just tell people it's shading. That might work too. Okay, so we'll let that dry a little bit first. So the really cool thing about this game compared to some of the other war games is that all the codexes for the individual armies are actually available right from the website for free, along with the entire core rules of the book. So you don't have to spend a ton of money looking into how to play the game and what the rule sets are. On top of that, they also offer a complete army list building tool that lets you basically allocate the entire army to, or to at least figure out what army you want to try. And I think there's a couple sites, a couple YouTube channels now. I know Play on Tabletop has a couple battle reports on Conquest now, so it's starting to pick up a little bit of I'm not going to glue them to the base because I do want to do a bit of basing with some cork and texture painting. I'm thinking of doing like a ruinous mountain top, or maybe even a little bit of a snow-covered ground, like a rocky ground, is what I'm thinking for my dwarves. But yeah, that is one Hold Raegh. Raegh? I think I'm pronouncing it Raegh. There he is. Yeah. So yeah, by all means, if you do want to try out this game, I urge you to check it out. Ask your local stores whether they have it available to maybe purchase or demo. Like I said, Game Night Leaks does have a demo game available if you want to check it out. Alright, thanks. Bye for now.